haven't watched it.
I wish I could do a spit take right now, but I already swallowed.
Yeah, Always Sunny is a really, really good show.
Oh yeah.
Throw a little back up if you want. Just
Hey, my coffee.
Welcome to Off Topic. I'm Jeremy. I'm hosting this week because Michael's not here again. But joining me, we have Jeff, Alfredo, Ryan, and special guest Nick Scarpino.
Hi, everyone.
If you had
there's a picture.
if you had to kill one member, if you had to kill one member of Kind of Funny, how would you kill Kevin?
How would I kill Kevin? Probably electrocution. Because he's always around electric stuff, like computers.
Yeah, you can play it off.
He just recently started welding, and so I feel like that writes itself.
Of course Kevin is
Yeah, he's welding his own
sure.
bed. So you can imagine how much his wife
Oh, you catch
appreciates
fire
that.
all the time when welding.
Oh, yeah.
It's-
No, it would just be... But I mean, just to be clear, if I ever do decide to attempt to kill Kevin, I have to take at least everyone around him with me, just to be sure. So if you're friends with him, you're all going. You're all going at the same time.
I feel like we're all pretty safe.
That's how you disguise that one
I
death.
feel like most people are
I
safe.
just mean like
I've had enough
I can't
time and
risk him.
distance.
You know, that was like you always get that point in the movie where they're like, "We killed the bad guy." No, you didn't kill the bad guy because you didn't take the steps. You gotta fucking bomb the whole building. Just bomb the whole building.
100%.
Yeah,
Like clean slate.
just nuke it.
I feel like it'd be easy to off Kevin if he was welding. Just give him some time, like just drop hints that he's looking a little ashy around, the arms and everything, and then give him some type of lotion that's
Flammable.
All you gotta do,
He's just unkillable.
you swap out, you take his neutral gas tank, replace it with propane,
Boom.
no problem.
Oh, we know we messed
Listen
up.
to all these
wrong thing.
plans happening.
I know how welding blowing up works.
that
What you
wasn't
get when
right,
you
I did, it was a
get
factory.
cheap neutral gas tanks. Yeah.
My first wife, her family was, not her, but her family was ultra religious. I've talked about this in probably the RT podcast years ago. I won't bore you guys with old ass stories about suffering through an ultra religious family who made me do really creepy shit.
Sounds fun.
But they didn't believe in Social Security cards because that's how the devil would track you, like that level of
Well,
religious.
devil and the government
Well,
and the IRS.
okay, whoa.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
That's
fringe
how they'll do
religions.
it.
I mean, that's just commonly accepted.
Yeah.
Right, no, of
Social
course,
Security
yeah.
Once you
cards.
pop into hell, he's like,
So,
security
like,
number.
they didn't have birth certificates, some of them, the kids. And
So no flying.
no,
driver's license.
Never leaving the country.
No working, like no having a productive real life outside of their weird little town. But one of the kids, they also didn't believe in the doctor. Like if God wants you,
one of those healing by prayer.
God wants you to live, He'll heal you.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say not a lot of vaccines flying around in there either. Okay.
I'm actually fine with that belief.
You mean
for
the devil's
ultra-religious
juice?
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, devil juice.
I'm just fine with super fringe religious people not believing in doctors. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they're lovely. They're nice people.
Weed yourself
It's
out.
The
a
system will
self-solving
self-correct.
problem,
It's
really.
true.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's be okay. Give it 10, 15 years, we're gonna be fine.
I mean, there was an episode of Grey's Anatomy based around that subject, and it was a struggle for everyone. That was like one of Tim and I's first E3s.
There it is.
There it
Here
is.
we go. Look at this.
Oh, look at that guy. Look at him.
Let me tell you one thing right now.
Look at little-
If you have a daughter and she works at Starbucks, you better lock her up because Alfredo is coming for that mocha.
So what happened with this?
I saw this on Twitter
Why was
yesterday.
mocha? Could be anything really, any flavor, caramel.
So what happened was with this is that Tim
Vanilla.
Pumpkin
was
spice.
like, look, I gotta go away for a week. IGN sending me to this event, and at the time, Tim and I haven't been separated for more than like a day or two for years. So he left, and I filmed this to Lionel Richie's Hello. And then what happened was when he came back, I emailed it to the entire video team at IGN. And so everyone was this was popping up on everyone's computers. You just hear like hello, and like everywhere. And Tim's like, "What the fuck is happening?" He gets up and he sees this, my little tribute to our bro friendship. And yeah, it's just clips of me and him and things that we've done in the past. And I slowed him down so it looks really sexual.
Tell you what, when Tim and Alfredo left IGN, they fought real hard to keep him. Real
I can tell.
hard to keep him. That was like that must have been a good 5-minute conversation of like, let him go. Yeah, let him go. Let's just let him go.
Who's getting out?
These
The
idiots.
dark nipple guy? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, with the Hershey Kisses? That's cool. 10 years ago, Wild Wild West and corporations. You could just walk around pantsless, no one would care.
You demand it. Really.
Nowadays,
It's a policy.
you're out. You do that kind of stuff.
And nowadays, you try to institute one open bathroom door policy at the office, and people look at you like you're crazy.
Right.
I'm just trying to say
Everything's ruined.
My office, just been in my office, it's so small that I don't understand why I can't just leave the bathroom door open while people are still talking to me and go to the bathroom. It's efficient. It's an efficiency.
Nobody wants the co-ed stallless bathroom.
I do.
I know. It's
I do.
Backwards thinking.
is that Siri?
This is my
Backwards.
Shut up. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. You gotta be nice to somebody.
I'm sorry.
Like,
baby.
didn't we just talk about
Take over
this?
one day, I'm
That's
sorry.
not acceptable now.
Sorry.
Different times.
What the rest of the room doesn't realize is that Matt's secret stash was an extra $500 that Jeff accidentally gave him at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Matt bragged. Yeah, he's very devious and crafty. I don't like him.
So you just
wait,
discovered
wait,
this.
Whoa.
That's new to me.
What?
I didn't know that.
Wait,
Back on an extra 500.
what?
How's that possible? Is that
wait,
true?
that's. Are we serious? Is that?
That's in the episode.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it true? Yeah, it's true.
That sounds like cheating.
That's cheating.
That sounds like cheating.
We've undermined the whole thing.
I didn't know I did that. I didn't mean to.
we got to do it over.
There has to be rules.
Take it all
There
down.
has to be laws.
Is that real?
You got an extra $500.
Nobody told me. Nobody
Well-
said I did it.
I mean, Matt certainly wouldn't have told you.
That's no little thing.
500 goes a long
That's a
way in
lot.
Monopoly.
Scandalous.
Scandalous.
I'm upset.
I like how out of all the people who are upset about this, you are the most
I'm the
upset,
angriest.
and it is your fault that this happens.
Above all, we must protect the integrity of the show.
The banker went like, he gave out a clip of $100 bills and went, that's probably right.
Anyone count that? Let's move on. Who cares?
$500.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Ryan has a shotgun there.
Found our shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh my God, yes.
It's not loaded. Maybe.
Pull the trigger. Point it at something expensive.
The screen.
Like that
That's
camera
bad,
or
yeah.
that human being right there.
Yeah.
He looks like he's taking good care of himself.
As he turns around.
Turning your back, Sarah, just makes it smaller.
By the way, I was kind of saddened that a little while ago I was like, I don't know. The chair was kind of uncomfortable, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stand, right?
Yeah.
And then, but it hit me that I'm the exact same height, standing as sitting. I don't change height in any way. I like looked at the cameras and it's still perfectly.
Oh,
in
you're
line.
standing now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm standing. I've been standing the whole time. This is the sitting height. This is the standing height. It's literally exactly the
I'm gonna
same.
be honest. You go down just a little
Yeah,
bit.
you do. Just a smidge.
Yeah.
As a person of smaller stature myself, I've never felt comfortable at a table like this. Even at my desk at work, it's always just a little too high, and
Yeah.
I feel like a child sitting at the kids' table.
Well, because your feet are
feel
like
like that.
kicking.
Well, yeah, like
Yeah.
you see how I can't quite hit the ground here, so
Yeah.
I'm stressing out my
Sit on the
hamstrings a
bars.
little bit.
Right, like
Here,
you know, I
but
have to like
also-
sit forward if I want to touch it. Like I have to sit on the edge. Like if I like just sit on the chair, I just don't even come close.
Like you don't feel authoritative when you're like this. When you know, like
Not
when
at
you're
all.
like
Yes,
elbows
I
around.
know
I can never
exactly what you
feel
mean.
confident like this.
Like a little
Also,
kid's table.
not
Well,
sure
see,
if you guys
this is up and
noticed
down
this or
though,
not.
because
What's that?
like at this situation, if I want to put my arms on the table and like kind of
Yeah, but look,
I
like,
have to like
sit up, sit
my
up.
back does this.
Sit up real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Look how much
Oh, yeah.
respect
I
you're
wanted to wait till
commanding
after the
right
ad
now
read.
to me. I look like your younger brother who you have to take places.
And then when I stand up, it's
Oh, Jesus, you're beautiful.
There was this time when I was in the gymnastics gym with my friends, like before practice started, whatever. So we were just kind of hanging out in there. We have this trampoline. Oh God, I forget what it's called. But it's like a long trampoline. It's like a runway trampoline, and just goes down to like a crash mat and stuff like that. And like we just kind of play around that for a while and do whatever. So I was really into wrestling, WWE stuff.
Match.
So, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna do a swanton bomb, Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Right. Like
yes. But for those of us who
for those of you who don't know what that is, it's you jump off of something. He does it off of like the turnbuckle, right? And you flip forward and you land like right here. So you kind of roll out of it. So you land like on the top of your back like this. So you flip over and then like kind of roll out of it. But it's like, oh, you landed on the opponent right, like using the top of your back. They're out cold.
That's the most dangerous part of the body.
Right. Whatever. So I was like,
the hammer.
I'm gonna do one of these. So we had these blocks that are about
Body's
this
natural
high.
chainsaw.
They're like foam blocks about this high, about that wide. And we call them parallel bar blocks because you use them to practice parallel bar stuff. But like you just hold yourself up like that on them, on these foam blocks instead of on actual bars. So you can practice stuff and it's a little safer. So I stacked two of those on each other.
Unless you do that.
Right. So it's like 8 feet or so up. So I climb up onto the top of it. I've got a mat on the floor. And I'm like, I'm going to do this swanton bomb thing. And I jump off to do it, but I didn't put the blocks flush with the wall. So I jumped off and the blocks all kind of go. So I don't get any push off from it. So instead of like flipping over and landing here, I landed like on my chin from like 8 feet I just like came straight down like on my chin, and my feet hit the back of my head. And I just like laid there for a second, and like everyone else like that was in there with me was gathered around me, and I was just laying there, and I was like, I just fucking like broke my back or something. Like I am fucked. You know, like I just had to lay there for a second, like. If I try to move, will I fall apart? Like that was my question. I was like, am I just gonna like crumble? And cause it was a loud crack and shit too. And I was like, I'm so fucked. I'm so fucked. And yeah, like after a bit, I just kind of like slowly stood up, and I was just like, I'm not gonna be at practice today. And I just went home. But like,
how'd they explain that to the coaches? You know what I mean? How do you
they told him. They were like, Jeremy jumped off the thing and landed on his head and went home. My coach was like, all right. Because I used to just do rings. I did rings and parallel bars. That's all I did. And like, so I was on the rings, and we were talking about, you know, you're all on the rings for the whole thing, and then you have to do a dismount of some kind. And I really wanted to learn how to do a double backflip for a dismount. But I mean, we don't have like a foam pit or anything, so there's no way to like practice it. It's just kind of like you try the double thing, and either you make it or you don't. And
part of you lands.
Right. So I was like, I'm just gonna do one flip, but I'm gonna see like how much height I can get on this one flip, because then I can determine from that if I can do a second one or not. So I do this one giant flip. My coach is kind of watching me. He's like, and I can see him thinking to himself like, I don't know if this is a good idea.
It's not gonna work. He's not gonna make
I do like the one flip, and I am not prepared for how kind of high up I am from it, because it's not normal for me. So I go a bit over where I'm supposed to go. And instead of landing on my feet on the mat, I just land right on my ass. But I wasn't paying attention, and my tongue was kind of hanging out a little bit.
No.
And I just bit the end of my tongue off, like in the middle of practice.
Actually bit it off?
Yeah.
Like a chunk?
Did you have to sew it back on, or is it just done?
It was gone. So
What's your tongue look like now?
it looks pretty normal.
It grows back. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a little blunted.
Your tongue
It's a
heals
little
really well.
flat on the
A
end,
little
but
bluntedness too, yeah.
But so I just like ended up biting a piece of my tongue off, and I'm looking at my coach, and I'm
Did
like,
you retrieve it?
yes, I did. I had it. It was like that big, and I was like, all right, was that enough height? Was that enough height? My coach was looking at me like, what? He's like, what are you talking about? Dude, it was like all the way down.
I feel like that's not how it sounded. It was probably like, that's enough height.
Went into the locker room to like clean up, and the track team is there, and they're like, "What the fuck? Like, what am I looking at?" It's like a zombie.
I did the double backflip.
Yeah, like yeah, we just
I'm
went running for a little bit.
Awesome. You still been there for it.
Like, guys, I almost had it. I was that close.
The rings.
I was
Oh,
that-
the Spider-Man.
Here's what I'm at.
oh, here's the setup for the backflip.
Flip.
He was not prepared for the slippery floor.
There's another one where he tries to kick off a wall and do a backflip, as well as an outdoor birthday party too.
that
That's
was
just as good as that one, if not better.
That guy somehow managed to land dick first on
Yeah.
us hard.
Bro,
But he went
knocked-
limp. He locked himself out.
He
That's
knocked
not
his ass out.
Oh wait, here goes Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Backflip. You see, he shrugged that one off a little bit. But here he goes there.
I think
it's
he tried-
Spider-Man still.
I'm trying to
Still
get
Spider-Man.
You can see the girl laughing.
He was like,
Still Spider-Man though.
where is Doc Ock?
It's just not a good idea.
The hobgoblin stole my dignity.
I remember when I was in high school, I wanted to sit on the stage, and I was like, but I'm not ever going to be valedictorian. I hated studying, and I was like, I think I had a 3-something grade point average leave, and I wasn't that great. And but I knew that if I was the class vice president, I would get to sit on the stage,
Oh, that's a tactical
and
move.
all I had to do was lead the Pledge of Allegiance. And so I ran. My buddy wanted to be class president, and so I ran as the vice president, and I did nothing all year. And then I got to sit up on the stage.
That's
And all of my friends were like, they didn't realize what I was doing. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, don't worry about it. I got this in my
long
pocket.
play.
Yeah, it's the long con. And yeah, that's what come graduation, I was like, all right, everybody, please rise. Did my bit, said my bit for King and Country. Yeah. I was like, right on. Looked at my mom. And she was like,
Vice
you're an idiot.
Scarpino
And
here.
I was like, see you guys later. I'm gonna go kiss some babies.
Good try. You didn't fool me, but good try.
I forgot about that, like running for office in the class. I
Yeah,
totally
that-
forgot about that.
People promise dumb shit. Oh, I'm gonna get ice cream every day.
They had a president, a vice president, a treasurer,
Yep.
and
Usually like a secretary too.
a secretary, and there was a thing called member at large.
Yeah.
Yeah, member
Something
at
like
large.
that.
My friend.
Doesn't that mean you're just
We got in so
not
much
present?
trouble because my friend ran for member at large, and so we put up posters around the high school that said, "My member is larger than yours," and then his name. Like we didn't tell him about it. We just put up posters.
Yeah.
Just my member is larger than yours, John. Like his name.
That's
And
beautiful.
oh my God,
John Johnson.
They were not happy with us. Probably the 4 least intelligent people in the office or close to it.
I would have liked to
it
have been
was
in that
myself, Gavin, Matt Bragg, and
That's a
and
game that
Alfredo.
I can get into right there. So.
It was brutal. And
Dude, it was-
so one of the questions
Oh, God.
was which of these American presidents was in office first, was elected first. And then it gave you 5 presidents.
Okay.
And you each got to pick in a certain order depending on how you did. And like the better your answer, the more points you got. And the answers were Lincoln,
Okay.
Andrew Jackson, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and I don't know, someone else. But regardless, those were 4 of them. All right. Matt went first and picked Lincoln.
Okay.
Wait, you're supposed to be the first or the latest?
First.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
That's terrible. Terrible
So
choice.
Then came Alfredo. Was next in line to guess any of those between Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Andrew Jackson. And you went with Jackson because he's on the 20.
See, but this is not fair
Here's the
because
thing.
they all
I'm gonna
sound
let-
like they might have been
Dude,
president.
I'm gonna let
But
you guys
it's
know
not-
this
it's
right
a
now.
word.
It's like, who was the president first? It's
Yeah.
fucking John Adams. He's like
John
the second
Adams,
president.
second, and
God
Jefferson
damn
was
it.
third. But because when they teach it, they always teach it like the first 3. They always teach it the first 3. Like they drill it into your mind, and even the 4th one you can get away with because it's just Adams again. It's another It's like
They recycle Adams.
yeah, they recycle Adams.
They didn't
Look,
have a lot of
I'll-
characters back in those
I'll
days. They
put
had to
this.
reuse
I
them.
mean, it's already out there. I'm a complete fucking moron. I don't know anything about anything. But guess what? I made it fucking work for myself.
You
so
did.
I'm gonna
You
keep
really did,
rolling
dude.
that wave.
The
as
fact that
long as
Matt
I
went
fucking
first
can.
and picked Lincoln though was
He picked the worst one.
15th,
16th.
16th president.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah, he went in hard on that one.
1864 or some shit.
His thought was like, all right, so
Fuck,
the
we
country
suck.
got founded and we went right into the Civil War. Just like no
That's
hesitation.
like Bethany level of historically dumb.
It was pretty bad.
I don't know.
Then,
I'm pretty historically dumb. I would have got that wrong.
Yeah, did you think America was founded in 1912?
No.
Because Bethany
that
did
would've been a
in
hard
San
one.
Francisco when I asked her.
That would have been a hard one.
Yeah. Then-
I did, however, we did take a geography.
She's like, Columbus
test.
sailed the ocean blue in 1968.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Little known
God
fact, he was a
damn.
hippie. Yeah, he was just looking for a new commune.
Super into Jim
But
Morrison.
Matt flexed his American history muscles again when a question came up about the Cold War. It said, which of these events happened earliest in the Cold War? And there was a lot of different events listed. Now, I didn't know the earliest one. You know, I went with the Cuban Missile Crisis, which was
Okay.
it was in there. You know,
What about it?
50s,
What is the
Well,
criteria?
what happened earliest in the Cold
We
War?
don't know what else happened
In the Cold War. Okay.
Yeah, like Cuban Missile Crisis was pretty early,
Yeah.
if I'm
Yeah.
not
Right
mistaken.
60s.
Matt, that's a $100 bill. That'd be Ben Franklin. That'd be ridiculous.
Come on now.
But Matt went with
Motherfuckers.
the downing of the Berlin Wall.
That's the-
That's the earliest.
Probably the last thing that happened in the Cold War. Actually.
It was
That ended the Cold War.
how it ended.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.